Pérez out in Vegas? Is Red Bull cutting him loose? Rumors are swirling across the Formula One world as chatter grows louder that Checo could be on the brink of a Red Bull exit, maybe even before the season wraps. With the Vegas GP looming, could this glitzy race go on without Checo in the lineup? Fans and insiders alike are questioning if Red Bull is ready to pull the ripcord and make a bold mid-season driver change. The stakes have never been higher, not only for Perez, but for Red Bull's entire future strategy. A mid-season driver change isn't just a gamble, it's a full-blown roll of the dice in the heart of Las Vegas. With millions watching and a season on the line, Red Bull's decision could alter the F1 landscape and cement the fate of one of the sport's biggest names. Reports hinting at Sergio Perez's shaky position at Red Bull surfaced over the weekend from the German motorsport site F1 Insider. The report claims that Red Bull's internal discussions have broached the possibility of an early contract termination if Perez underdelivers in São Paulo. The reason? Perez's ongoing struggle to back teammate Max Verstappen's championship push, they say. In Brazil, Perez once again fell below expectations, finishing the Grand Prix in 11th after starting from 13th on the grid and placing 8th in the sprint. Recent reports indicate that Red Bull Racing has established a clearly defined plan regarding Sergio Perez's role within the team. This strategy emphasizes Perez's responsibility to support Max Verstappen by securing high finishes, thereby reducing the team's reliance on a single driver. Failure to meet these expectations could result in Perez's immediate dismissal. While Verstappen's exceptional performance has significantly contributed to Red Bull's dominance in the championship, the team is reportedly concerned that Perez's inability to consistently perform at a competitive level leaves Verstappen susceptible to strategic challenges from competitors during critical phases of the season. Historically, Red Bull has not depended heavily on a strict support role for its drivers. However, given Verstappen's swift progression toward the title, any lack of substantial contribution from his teammate is now viewed as a potential liability. Red Bull Racing is reportedly considering a strategic shift in its driver lineup ahead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The team is evaluating the possibility of replacing Sergio Perez with either Liam Lawson or Yuki Tsunoda as Max Verstappen's teammate. Lawson has delivered commendable performances in his Formula One appearances, while Tsunoda has been a consistent presence in Red Bull's junior team, VCARB, making both drivers strong contenders for the seat. This potential change would open a spot at VCARB, providing an opportunity for promising rookie Isaac Hadjar to gain Formula One experience. Hadjar, a standout in Formula 2, has been recognized as a future Red Bull driver. This reshuffle would not only offer Red Bull a fresh approach, but also allow the team to assess potential candidates for the second seat ahead of the 2025 season. The mounting speculation around Sergio Perez's future at Red Bull has exposed a divide at the team's upper echelons. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's outspoken motorsport advisor and the architect behind its rigorous driver development program, is reportedly pushing for an immediate exit if Perez continues to underperform in supporting Max Verstappen. Known for his no-nonsense approach, Marko has never hesitated to make high-stakes decisions that can stir controversy, but, in his view, ensure Red Bull's relentless edge in Formula One. On the other side, team principal Christian Horner seems more hesitant about pulling the plug on Perez just yet. While Horner recognizes the value of a reliable support driver for Verstappen, he's also keenly aware of the potential consequences of cutting Perez mid-season. Perez isn't just any driver. He brings with him a sizable fan base and influential sponsors from Mexico, which adds substantial value to the team's global reach. Dropping him could risk alienating both fans and financial partners, something Horner appears cautious to avoid. Furthermore, an abrupt exit for Perez could disrupt the harmony Red Bull has established during one of their most dominant seasons yet. With no seamless replacement lined up, removing Perez could destabilize the team's finely tuned machine. The tension between Marko's aggressive, results-oriented approach and Horner's consideration for Red Bull's broader image reflects the high-stakes balancing act Red Bull faces as they weigh immediate gains against long-term stability. A significant factor complicating Red Bull's decision is Perez's robust ties with high-profile sponsors, especially from Mexico. His sponsorship portfolio doesn't just bolster his position within the team, it also makes him a commercial powerhouse. Perez's popularity across North and Latin America has not only secured him as a fan favorite, but has also amplified Red Bull's brand visibility and reach in these key markets. The economic impact of a sudden Perez departure could be substantial, with Red Bull's growing presence in Latin America potentially taking a hit. Team principal Christian Horner's hesitance likely stems in part from this sponsorship angle, knowing that Perez's Verstappen's presence brings considerable financial backing that directly feeds into Red Bull's brand strategy. While Red Bull has a history of making tough lineup calls, losing a driver with Perez's market pull would be a more complex gamble, potentially disrupting their carefully cultivated brand positioning across the Americas. The decision isn't just about racing, it's about safeguarding the team's broader commercial interests, a challenge Red Bull has to weigh with care. Ironically, it's Verstappen's own brilliance that may be keeping Perez in his Red Bull seat, at least for now. In São Paulo, Verstappen's championship-winning performance highlighted just how powerful the Dutchman has become, effectively carrying Red Bull's success almost single-handedly. His extraordinary pace and consistency have secured Red Bull a commanding lead, even in the absence of reliable support from Perez. Verstappen's dominance is so absolute that despite Perez's inconsistent results, it hasn't hindered Red Bull's grip on the championship. This performance cushion allows the team to be more lenient with Perez's position, knowing that Verstappen's results are enough to maintain Red Bull's standing at the top. Verstappen's remarkable individual performance might just grant Perez a temporary stay, keeping him in the cockpit for the upcoming Las Vegas Grand Prix. If Red Bull opts to hold on to Perez, it would likely be thanks to Verstappen's ability to shoulder the team's success almost single-handedly, coupled with Christian Horner's preference to sidestep any last-minute shakeups. In a season defined by Verstappen's relentless form, his self-sufficiency offers Red Bull the luxury of patience, allowing them to consider a more stable transition rather than a hasty change, at least for now. As the season winds down, the uncertainty around Perez's future highlights a much larger dilemma for Red Bull's long-term strategy. With Perez's performance raising eyebrows, Red Bull faces mounting pressure to secure a consistent, competitive driver lineup that can support Verstappen's reign for years to come. The swirling rumors of Perez's potential departure are merely the latest twist in Red Bull's ongoing quest for a dependable second driver, one capable of staying close enough to Verstappen to enhance the team's overall strength. Whether Perez retains his seat or is shown the door, Red Bull's driver choices are bound to be under intense scrutiny in the coming months. The Las Vegas Grand Prix could be Perez's proving ground or his Red Bull swan song, a high-stakes race that may either reinforce his position or mark the end of his tenure. Meanwhile, fans, analysts, and rival teams will be watching closely, fully aware that each Red Bull decision could shape the trajectory of F1's reigning powerhouse well into the future. Should Perez ultimately part ways with Red Bull, his exit would do more than just shake up the team's roster. It could ignite a domino effect across the F1 grid, sparking shifts among both seasoned drivers and fresh talent. The high stakes surrounding Perez's future highlight the impact of his role, not just for himself and his sponsors, but also for Red Bull's commitment to maintaining its edge in the sport. As Formula One wraps up one of its most thrilling seasons, Red Bull's handling of the Perez situation will be under intense scrutiny. Whether they stick with Perez for stability or take a bold leap with a new teammate for Verstappen, the decision is bound to be a defining moment. It could reshape Red Bull's legacy, alter Perez's career path, and influence the future landscape of Formula One. Do you think Red Bull should keep Perez for stability's sake, or is it time for a bold move with a new driver alongside Verstappen? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, goodbye for now.